Hello, and we're back with another video because I need to get back onto another upload schedule. I probably won't be uploading every day. I want to upload a decent most of the time, at least. So, what we're going to be doing today, and you can see we're back in ATF. If you watch my last video on how to combat roleplay, I was in this game, but today we're doing something different, and we're going to learn how to use the rigging system effectively in this game. And what I mean rig system is this. All this stuff is pretty confusing because, well, it's not as confusing as it may look. The only thing is that you just have to get creative. I don't know why my data is not long for some reason, but that's okay. Here, we'll just have to reload it real quick. Let's quickly go do that, and it should take only 30 seconds about. But we're going to learn how to use the rig system, which is basically ATF's system of it's their customization system essentially. All right, it's basically their customization system, and that's what we'll be doing. Oh, and I'll show you kind of the basics of how everything works, as it can get very complicated later on. All right, alright, Julio, mute the radio. All right, so we're back here. You can see I already have a lot of these items. I already have some items here. Though what you'll want to do, so let's basically make this simple, right? So you have your items. Trucky hair is my item. Trucky hair rig is the rig. So let's say move my sunglasses into the same rig and my beanie. This keeps them all, and with this rig, I can weld them all to a single point, like there and there, instead of them being their own separate rigs. Although, the, let's say I wanted this one on my left shoulder and this one on my right shoulder. That's how you would do that. So we're just going to try getting familiar with first these. This is how you set your primary object. What it does, I'm not 100% sure yet, as I don't really play this game very often, nor do I really customize a lot. But essentially, sorry, I'm tired. I didn't sleep very well, but that's besides the point. So you have your transparency. So we'll get rid of this, so then we can see the trick here. Here's the transparency. You can change it, but we'll keep it at 0 for right now. Now you can see choose a material. Now this won't work yet because the object still has a texture ID, which you can change if you want like custom texture. So we'll press hit 0 and you see now I can manipulate it into whatever I want. Sand, slate, corroded metal. Or if I want to hit this again, it's back to normal. Now, some people will simply use and will only use basically textures, which isn't a bad thing. And I give an example here of textures. So I'll pop this in. Let me just simply get this. So you can also hide your arm. So here's character slots. I should also be. I'll just go through the entire menu. How about that? Character slots. You can send face IDs, which is just like a set amount of faces. You have preset shirts, which I don't like using personally. You have scale with rigs with the character. I wouldn't do that personally unless you're changing this, which you really shouldn't need to. You can change the skin color, height, head, width, depth, and a face ID. You know, you got your character name, you got your character bio here. This here is basically transparent or visible, and you can do the entire body, which we're not going to be doing. We just simply want to get rid of this. Just get rid of this entire arm, so then we can see this. So what would I do? Oh, you can also change the name, so you know you could change the welding point, etc., etc. This can be changed as well. But what I like doing, if I could even spell. That. Now we'll just simply do this. So here, oh, you can also duplicate an object, which is useful later on. And you can show, and I'll show you that, and you can delete them. This is how you move them. Oh wait, no, I can't do that. Let me just duplicate this real quick. And let's say I want to move it up to here. Now, something special about this is if you move this object when it's welded, hold up. Whenever it's welded to here and you move it into a head rig like that, it'll stay down there, but you'll see, yeah, if I turn my head, it turns with it. Because that's because it's just welded to my head. So that can happen. But right now, we'll just show the texture. So you just copy a texture in, and it's a new one. You can hit reset. See, it's changed. Now, although this is some ways people did, this was one of my first ever characters because one of my first ever characters used a lot of retexturing. As you can clearly tell, it did a lot. Although it was just basically a juggernaut. It was made to be a juggernaut, just a walking tank, and its lore is technically supposed to be essentially. Well, I did also make some things on my own, like the gloves, the boots, but most of it was just texturing, retextures. And the only reason why its lore is basically, which I mean, let's be real, no one really came here to listen to my character lores. What is this? Yeah, none of this stuff is sword. Oh well, but that's besides the point. This guy uses a whole lot of stuff. A lot of retextures, which just really insane. And I'm pretty sure, let's see if I have it, yeah. The way how it's supposed to work is you do that and you can hold it up just like that, and you can walk around pretty easily. Some people, man, this is wide as heck. Oh well, so that's besides the point. But now, sorry, I'm kind of getting off track. We'll just head back to. We'll head back to my default thing, my avatar. We'll continue from here. So, oh no, tube bench is not where we're going. We've gone over retexturing. Now, another way how people, not many people, lots of people use a lottery textures. Not as much as me, but lots of people will use retexturing in their stuff. I can show you. And this one, and some people will actually use other parts to make new parts, like the shirt, the pants, and the boots. The boots I just copied off my other character, but I did shorten them a little. I made my own poncho, which it's pretty scuffed now. That's just a normal gun. But this, I'm pretty sure, was a retexture. This was a retexture. But most of this I just made myself. Pretty sure the goggles might have been a retexture as well. Oh, the prosthetic arm, I followed a tutorial on this. Tutorials on this stuff as well. Now, I'm not here to waste your time because we're already 11 minutes in. And most of the time, I doubt a lot of these videos are very long, you know. And I doubt many people really want to have it go through another 50-minute tutorial on how the character system works. So, in a basic sense, there's a few ways that you can make stuff. You see, because for this stuff, I used the L belt, or the belt L rig, I think that's its name. But if you add that, head down, you just get rid of the buckle, and you're left with a great square. Now the only problem about this, and something I had not realized before, was that it leaves these lines, which you can see here. Z, 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 z. All those. But we'll go to another one because this is how I just usually done it. Another part you can use is called the ice cube. It's an ice cube essentially. But I'll show you that. The right shoulder is basically, if we just bring back, oh, come on. Hey, I'm probably stupid. Alright, hold on. Apologies. The right shoulder should be over here, but I guess it's just not going to choose to work. But that's okay. We'll ignore that for right now. But I'll show you what the cube is. So you can use something called the ice cube head. Or you can find the square, which is another UGC item, but we'll show this here. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's not what I want. What the heck? When you go in here. Okay. See if we can find it. Okay, this might be bugging on me. I'm not 100% sure. We're quite okay. Give me a minute. Ah, man. I know it's an angle. Alright. Okay, I'm doing something wrong. Apparently. Okay, my game's bugging on me. We'll be back. This is truly a painful experience. I'm sorry for taking so much longer. Really hoping this is not copyrighted music because I really do not want to deal with that. I'm sorry, this is already like 14 minutes and I know nobody wants to really have that. Or nobody wants to watch like a 30-minute tutorial that's like filled. It's like barely working. Ugh. Okay. Ugh. Okay. Apologies. I have no clue what's going on. If for some reason it's not taking this ID, it's kind of weird because I'm looking at it, but I'll see. Huh. So my thing's bugging on me. Okay, there. That is very weird of why it was not wanting to work. Okay, whatever, because we're back. Um, so for some reason, I got it to work. It just wouldn't take the texture ID, or not the texture ID, the object ID. Okay. So here we'll make. Hmm, we'll make a vest. All right, make a vest here. I'll show you because the for a really cool looking character, like you might see people using them. To have like a really cool character like that, you'll probably you need to get creative, like really, really creative with the items you use, and it is insanely surprising of how creative these guys can get. All right, so we'll find a vest. All right, find a vest. Now we could make one, but if you find a vest, it'll already have the details in it, and you can add everything else later. So we'll take Federal Ballistic Vest. We'll use that one. You can use really any, but this one just seems to be the most flat. Okay, or appears my copy and paste is bugging out on me. Okay, give me a. Ah. This is such a pain. I'm sorry. I really apologize. This is. I don't know why. Okay. Okay, we're back. It should be functioning now. Okay, or not. I guess just did not copy. That's weird. Insanely weird. So we'll just refresh it. Page, I guess. I am truly sorry. This is. I don't usually have issues like this very often. I don't know what's going on. This thing's bugging out on me here. Okay. Please. Okay. That's cool. All right. There. Wow, that is taking forever. I am. Ah, gosh. All right. We'll clear this out. So now there's no color. We'll edit the color to probably about there. Now you can see it still has some of the like the dots and stuff. Whenever you like clear it, you know, it has all these like extras. But if we just clear it, ugh, apologies. Okay. All right. So we have our vest, right? Now we could make a pocket of sorts. Let's see if we can find like a cup. And if we find the cup in the thing, dude. So we want right now is something that's kind of slanted, like a has a curved bottom for this patch. Like I said, you really gotta get creative for this stuff. This gets super hard. Alright, well, we're not seeing any cups here. So, for a substitute, I say we can go for a bowl. The patch we're going to be making is going to be... Okay, here we are. This might work. We'll see. Ah, man. It's a pain. Alright. We have the wrong bowl here. We need to move this to here. First off, we need to change the universal scale, so it's just a bit more tiny. This might not work, but that's okay. Because we're just going to simply be experimenting here. We'll change this to like 90 degrees. I'll tilt it more to like 105. This won't work. Again, apologies. Like I said, like, if I can show you something real quick. That robot character I made took me 5 hours, and I just barely started on the arms whenever I stopped. It gets really complicated really fast. So I'm not seeing a pocket. Well, I'm seeing pouches and pockets, but not the one that I need. I just need a single pocket, but these ones just won't work. So we'll try pouch. Because we're going to be making our own pouch. Oh no, I don't want... And you can't see me in the catalog, obviously. Because I have my things set to Roblox. But I'm looking for a pouch now. Let's see if we can find any here. Alright, so since I'm not finding anything really, what we'll do is basically we'll just use the ice cubes. Now it won't be really a beautiful pocket, but it'll be a pocket or a pouch more of. So we find the ice cube head. It's the one we'll be wanting to use. Now, something else about this game is it's really buggy. It like if you're in someone else's world, or not someone else's world, I apologize. If you go into a public server or think someone's already in it and you try customizing stuff like that, there's a good chance it won't work. I don't know why, but this game just does not like whenever you like have two people using the same accessories. So it'll like use their accessories instead of the ones you want. So you'll go into a private server to make your characters. So that's what I'm doing right now. So now we need to weld this to my chest. Then we're gonna bring down the universal scale because this is just an easy way to get the scale down. But sometimes you just want certain parts done. So like just like this, we could keep going for the universal scale, or we can scale this like this. We don't want it too thin, but we don't want it too thick. And we want to shorten it down a bit, but we want it decently long. Alright. Then we'll bring it over here. Drag like somewhat of a pouch, and we'll just rotate it a little bit. Fit it a little more, you know. We'll change this to like -65. Okay, or not. Ugh, it's such a pain. Change it to like 25. And the reason why, and we'll change this to here so then to like the global thing. There. Now that that's in. Well, something, I'm not sure what, but something is not wanting to line up properly. Well, okay. Now we'll choose 0. And we'll find fabric. And we'll change this color to the same color we use this. 57, 56, 57, which will actually just change this one to 57. So it's all 57. And this will, it's a slight change, but it's a lot easier to remember than 57, 56, 57. You just do 57, 57, 57. Now we can also change this one to fabric as well. And we could do this because this game does not really allow you to have something that can block ballistic weapons, which is essentially a bullet. Anything that's a projectile most of the time, it's considered ballistic projectile, cannot be shot. Wait. Gosh, I'm like, a ballistic projectile cannot be blocked by a ballistic vest, which is basically like a bullet resistant vest. So we don't want force field because this thing looks weird. It's ugly. We'll use smooth plastic. Or if we really wanted, well, we could use slate. Give it that little girl, that texture there. You can find metal here. Metal also has that texture, but it's not really the same. You have brick as well, but we won't be using that. Lots of stuff here. Just stuff we don't really need to use. But this is basically how you can combine stuff. So we'll find that we'll set this as smooth plastic. And you can see me utilizing this duplicate object here. We'll move this up. Change the rotation. Actually, let's just make a new one. I'm gonna delete this. Put this here. That here. This can go away. We don't need that. Move this out. Scale it really far down. We don't need it very big. just simply move it over here. Thinking yellow. I know I'm pretty quiet right now, but that is mainly because I like to focus a lot doing this stuff, so we'll just do 24. Usually I'd have a lot of like music playing just to kind of keep me company, you know. So here we have pouch's lid, kind of. Which will change this to 0. We'll find fabric and we'll change this to 57, 57, 57 along with it. And then what we can do, because now that's blocking that off, we can actually find another one of these. Change this to this, and this will be called pouch rig. Now I know I haven't really gone like I like going into detail a lot of the time, and this might also just be kind of pointless for you guys. Some of you guys might not want to know this. Probably don't care about it, and honestly, this isn't really that good of a guide, in my opinion. I kind of bringing it on a bit too long. Now that's clipping in both of these. We'll do this, and we'll change this to metal. We'll make this a... What's gold's hex code? Let's see. FFD 700. Interesting. Set it as this, and boom. You made yourself a pouch by yourself. And what we'll do is we'll move this, and then we'll organize everything. All right. Organization is super important to know which is which. We'll have this as pouch lid, and then pouch latch. Now, what we could do with this is simply copy it, and then we could move this simply a bit to the right, and we could copy this over and over until we get an entire row of these. Now, you may want to reuse these at some point in time. Now, I know we're I've been spending way too much time trying to show you this all. It's 35 minutes in, and I cannot keep doing this. Because nobody wants to watch a 50-minute video on this stuff. Nobody. Especially if it's not going really that much in depth. So what you can do is you can hit this save thing, and you see all these save slots. You have 30 of them here. So let's save pouch rig. Now, if I want, I could just simply paste it in, move it wherever I wanted. But let's say I want this pouch to actually be saved. We just resave it, and we can just simply instead of having to duplicate it, and boom, and we don't have to replicate it entirely. So that is one way. And that's something. And saved kits, which I've only gotten one saved kit. This is a prosthetic arm, which basically we'll head back to character and we'll just hide this entire arm. And this was from a tutorial. You can find these tutorials a lot of the time for ATFA. But the only thing about it is that not many people really do much. Like, there's not that many things out there that do this kind of stuff. And people who do these like rigs tutorials, they need a lot of support and love because they do really good at the job and find really cool rigs for people who can't really do rigging very well. Especially me. Like, I'm not very good at rigging. But like, I saw a tutorial on it and I won, and it just helped me so much more, and it was just it's just amazing. That's how I made this, and it's pretty cool. You can tell this is an entire kit with a whole buttload of rigs, or more of items, 24 items here, which you can see up here. This you can actually give to your friend. Yep. So let's see. That's not what I want to do. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, here we are. Market. So got an kit ID friend from a friend. Load it here and save it to your kit. They have to be in your. They have to be from. They have to be in your server to let you do that. Just so you know, they have to be in your server for you to use a code like that. If I'm correct. So, you know where you do that. Which tool bench is basically you just take a weapon, you can modify it if you want. All these modified points, you got this. You can turn this into a machete blade instead. This you can't do nothing with. This machete handle, or you could just do like there's a whole lot of things, and this looks goofy. Yeah, I know. Take the bayonet. Can't do nothing here. Let's remove this. We'll put machete blade here. Or if we want, we could put the bayonet here. But if we do the machete blade, it doesn't really fit, as you can clearly tell. So that's basically how the tool bench works. But we're not going to save that because I don't want it. Again, this is like really a long tutorial, and I'm sorry. Let's see. So I've already shown you textures. Showed you how to make stuff on your own. There's really nothing else I could tell you, except just you gotta get really, really creative. Like with this one, this is based off of someone, and they were using miniguns and lots of other parts, recoloring them, and using them as arms, and it looked like pistons almost. And see, mine's not very special. Mine's not that cool. Mine's not cool enough. to be like that, and I'm just using a lot of pipes and cylinders, making them out of plastic and metal. Because the problem about being a droid, technically, it's technically a droid, but the problem about being a droid in an ATF is that you need to be, um, you can only have so much metal, if any. Because in the lore, for some reason, there's a scrap shortage, which essentially means metal is hard to come by now. Lots of people, lots of droid players really hate this rule. So, guys, we could go, we'll just head to here, alright? And this will just, all of this, you have an entire crane, you have entire cargo things, cargo units, more cargo units, another crane, even more cargo units. And yet there's a metal shortage, and that may be because it's corroded, but lots of people use corroded metal and it can function, it's just not very strong. So, we'll head. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to return to spawn. So apparently they've added something called the North Island, which is just over here. This is new. Last time is the farthest you could get was Bargetown, but they added, I guess this got rebuilt or something. You can run over here now. But like cars are here, like a lot of cars. Bargetown is made out of entire scrap and there's somehow a metal shortage. Yet again, it is a town, so I'm not surprised that it has a lot of metal resources, especially because it's a faction. But the other thing that something a lot of people really hate is a single weapon that Chad, the creator, put in. Nope, not this. I don't want to be here. I want to go to tool basics. It would be Crusader Laser. The reason why a lot of people hate this weapon, because it's a literal railgun, essentially. For some reason, for some unknown reason, humans can, for some reason, have a laser gun. A literal laser gun. But we just can't have our bodies made out of somewhat metal. Like, I have most of my frame made out of metal, because if not, then I would probably collapse due to having a plastic spinal cord. Yeah, this character is going to be moving a lot, and walking his spinal cord, and, it's just basic anatomy to understand this. So basically, I have my collarbone to let me move my shoulders. I have my elbow joints. I have my interior. These act as my ribs. So these are more of like a placeholder. More of support beams. My spinal cord's in there inside this middle tube. And my legs will also be made out of plastic, but my feet and my elbow and my knee joints will be made out of metal. My head's also made out of metal because it's a CCTV camera. No CCTV camera is really made out of plastic a lot. I mean, sometimes, yeah. But from the ones I see a lot, it's mainly metal, but I'm also pretty stupid and may just be looking at the wrong areas. And just use the transparency is super useful, because that's how I made this light beam from the flashlight. And you can also use like a neon circle inside the camera. You can look around, and it's supposed to be a light. And it functions pretty well. I like it personally. I mean, the transparency is just so useful in a lot of facts. and a lot of factors actually. You can make visors out of it. You know, you could get like a piece of glass, put some transparency on it, and boom. I don't know why my head keeps bugging out like this, but that's besides. But we'll ignore that. I don't want to stretch this video out any longer. It's almost 50 minutes. Gosh, I need to stop doing this because we are just going over and over. So, like I said, organization. It's just so useful, dude. Just use it, you know. And I could combine all these here. You know, and that's why I'm doing is this stuff is just honestly, if you just really gotta get accustomed to it. It's a hard process to learn, but the payoff reward is insanely good once you learn it very well. But that's ATF's rig system and all that. That's how you customize. And I'm not very good at it, so don't really follow everything. Well, I mean, if you're just starting, you could do this stuff. I'm not very good at ATF's rig system, and so if you see other people's like really cool things, if you want, you can go up and ask, "Hey, how do you make that?" I'm new. So, I mean, I'm not sure if people really answer. I'm not sure how people in ATF are anymore. I don't play this game anymore. I don't know what that sound is. You have water boilers. Weird. Oh, a generator possibly? Okay, I'm sorry. I keep looking around. Ooh. Um, that was unintentional. But yeah, that's it. If you really want to learn any more, I don't know. I mean, you could look up some more tutorials. This isn't really that good of a tutorial, and the fact that it's 50 minutes long is kind of insane. I should actually end it here because it's reaching really close, and now it feels like I'm stalling. But all right, goodbye, and good luck in your adventures in ATF, and good luck in really anything you do.